Hey, this is KK from TK Financial Group. Thanks for joining in again. I hope you're getting value from the topics I'm speaking about. Once I've completed the basic understanding of insurance, I will start getting to more complex issues. That gets more fun with more stories. Today I'm going to be speaking about critical illness. I've spoken to many individuals that don't understand this product, or even it exists. They've heard about it here and there, but you can purchase this product for your kids and adults. So let's go through some history on how this product came about. The product critical illness was created by a doctor in South Africa named Dr. Marius Bernard. He was a cardiac surgeon, and the basic questions his patients asked when they were diagnosed with cancer or stroke is it treatable? Will I be cured? And what's a treatment cost? During his regular checkups, his patient complained about the lack of money and the effects it had on their families, their lives, businesses were affected, and life insurance sometimes too as well. They couldn't afford to pay it. Some of them lost their homes. This financial devastation, Dr. Bernard witnessed repeatedly, time and time again. While he was helping them live longer, their quality of life had diminished because of the financial impact their illnesses had on their lives. It wasn't like life insurance. It affects you when you're alive. And it wasn't life insurance company that actually recognized this and created this product. It was this doctor from South Africa who recognized the need, and he called it a dread disease insurance that would provide money to deal with expenses following a heart attack, stroke, or cancer diagnosis. He recognized that need because the money you need, it was going to go when you're alive and not when you're dead. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. Do you know anybody that has had cancer and lived? I would assume your answer is going to be yes. In the past, cancer used to be a death sentence. Today, it is not such. We keep having medical improvements, and sometimes when you get diagnosed with cancer, you're going to survive it. Before, women used to get breast cancer, and it used to be a death sentence. They used to pass away. Today, not the case. The majority of them do not pass away. Do you know of anybody that's had a heart attack or stroke? Probably not as much as the cancer part, but you know what? They will live. And many will say they had a stroke and they have lived through that stroke. So that's another place where you can see there's an effect on somebody too as well. Have you ever asked any of these individuals how long their recovery was and what their financial impact is on their life? Usually you don't get into that sort of discussion with anybody because you're there and you're trying to comfort them. So you're only talking about getting them back and giving them positive vibes. A lot of people think that if they get cancer, heart attack, or stroke, it's a small event and they can go back to work like next month. It's not the case. It can take you years to get back to normal. Then you have to realize what happens to the retirement plan you had. Does it just get postponed? This is the big question. Do you push your retirement out 10, 15 years? Now think about it. If you had planned to retire when you're 65, do you push it out to 70, 75? And then the other question is, will you be healthy at that time to enjoy your money even? So let's talk about stats a little bit. I like talking about stats because it puts everything into perspective. There is about a 35% chance you're going to get one of these diseases in your lifetime. With term insurance that we spoke about in past ones, in my past videos, passing away, there's only a 3% chance. So do you think it's more important to get critical illness than life insurance? Big question. So let's talk about how this insurance works. Again, every insurance company is different. Some will offer only cancer, heart attack, stroke, which they always refer to as the top three. Some will offer up to 26 diseases like ALS, Parkinson's, and MS, etc. So they normally pay out a lump sum amount. So let's say you purchase a policy for $25,000 or $100,000, you'll get paid out a lump sum. There was one policy that I've seen where it wasn't paid out as a lump sum, it was paid out monthly, and then it maxed itself out. And that makes no sense to me, and you'll understand why when we go through the advantages and disadvantages. So let's look at the common critical illness policies that are out there. You can purchase a policy for as small as $25,000 and up to $2 million of critical illness. So when you purchase this sort of policy, there is a 90-day waiting period. And the reason why is that the insurance company doesn't want to be defrauded. So let's say you're feeling ill and you know there's something wrong with you and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to go see the doctor. I'm going to wait and apply for critical illness insurance. And then when you get the critical illness insurance, you go see your doctor. And then you get diagnosed with cancer. That's one of the reasons why they do this. They have a 90-day waiting period at the front part of it. And the second one is that there's also a 30-day waiting period when you do get diagnosed. Now, again, this is not with all companies. This is only with some of the companies. Okay, they want to make sure that you live through that 30 days and you don't pass away. Because if you do pass away during that 30 days, you won't be paid. You'll be out of that money. Now, there is one special thing in there, and when you do get diagnosed with MS, the waiting period can be up to 6 months. And the reason why is that it does take your doctor that long to diagnose you with MS. So MS is a disease, it's a progressive disease. So that's just the way it is there. But you have to remember is that when you do get paid, the money's going to get paid with you tax free. You will not have to pay any taxes on it. So I get a lot of questions regarding the funds that get paid. So do I need to spend it only on my disease? And the answer is no. This is your money and you can do whatever you want to it. No restrictions, but here are some suggestions. Use it to pay for a caregiver or maybe your spouse's wages, because your spouse is not going to get time off just because you're sick. This can help to pay mortgages. Now, another one is a big misunderstanding is that OHIP is going to cover everything, and that's false. OHIP does not cover 100% of everything. We had a case where a client had to pay $2,300 a month out of their own pocket for medication that OHIP didn't cover. Now, if you had this sort of insurance, guess what? You could put that money towards the monthly payments of the drug. Now, what happens about the waiting list in Canada? You can wait up to 6 months for treatment or surgery. So if you don't want to wait, guess what? You can use these funds to go elsewhere. You can go to the States, you can go to India and get the treatment the next day. And that way you're not waiting to get treatment. Now, your spouse and family will have to visit you in the hospital. You know what? There's going to be payment for parking. That'll be like $20, food as well, another $20 a day. It adds up. You could use the money for that too as well. Now, you may need to upgrade your house for a wheelchair. If you've had a stroke or a heart attack, you'll know that you may not be able to get around. Now, when you're doing this and retrofitting your house and putting ramps in, it's not cheap. But you can, again, use these funds for that. I had a couple who got diagnosed, the wife got diagnosed with cancer, and what they ended up doing is that they ended up using this money for a vacation. This just helped to decrease their anxiety levels. And that was one way the funds could have been used. Now, the advantages of purchasing such insurance, again, you don't have to depend on others for money, so you don't have to go to a FundMe page. You know, when you look at FundMe, you're only hearing about the top 1% that gets funded. The 99% of the people don't get funded out there. So this is a way to do it on your own and make sure you're not asking others for anything. Now, you can get treatment faster in other countries if you desire, like we spoke about before, and it'll cover other medical expenses that are not covered. Now, it'll also help cover your spouse's wages too as well, so he or she can support you during treatment. Of course, you would like your spouse to be there. And this will help keep your retirement plan in line, so you don't have to worry about waiting another 10 or 15 years to retire. You can continue contributing to your RSPs. Now, if you have a child during this time, what about their education? And if you're contributing to their RESPs, then you can continue to do so their education doesn't get affected either. So the most important thing about critical illness, just pay attention, it's your anxiety level. Your anxiety levels go up at this time. This will not cure your disease, but it will definitely bring down your stress because you don't have to worry about money. So the one thing this will help do is create peace of mind. So what about the disadvantages of critical illness insurance? One, it can be expensive. The people that I talk to, sometimes they say, oh, I don't see the need. I'm not going to get ill. I'm Superman. It's just a waste of money. But you have to remember, you know what? Even Superman had kryptonite, and that took him down too as well. Now, it doesn't cover all diseases, so you may end up with a disease that's not part of the number 26. So what happens at that point? Well, you won't get paid, but it does cover a lot of them. So you can get up to 26 diseases covered. Now, critical illness is also not as easy to get as life insurance is. So it may be difficult to get, and there may be conditions that are excluded. And the reason why it will be excluded because of pre-existing conditions that you have. The other reason would be because of family history. So they do take a look at family history because they do understand that genes do cause some of these. But right now, today, I tell you right, it's not always genes that are causing this. It's our environment. It's the food that we're eating. There's no rhyme or reason why people are getting cancer. So what about the fine print? I want you to take a look at three things. So one is that make sure you purchase your critical illness from a reputable insurance company so you get paid. Some of these smaller companies, they'll make excuses here and there and don't get paid out. Number two is that there's different definitions for heart attack. So make sure you get the right one. There's an older definition and the newer definition. Hopefully you're in the older definition. It's a little bit more lenient. The third one is that some policies do not cover loss of functional independence. Now, what does that mean? That means you can't feed yourself, you can't get out of bed, you can't go to the washroom yourself, etc. That's functional independence, and some of them will not pay you out. So imagine if you get into the hospital and you can't do any of these things and your critical illness doesn't pay you. It's very important to check that. Now, I'm not going to go into the payments and what's available in regards to the options because it would make this video way too long. But there are term and permanent options available for this, and I'll cover it later on another video, an advanced video for critical illness. So I hope this gives you some ideas about what critical illness is about. Please share this video to others so they can understand what critical illness is about. Please like this video. If you get some information from it, please subscribe to my videos, share it, like it. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining in again. It's KK from TK Financial Group. Until next time.